Hello again, and welcome back to Elements of Art. I'm Caroline, and I'm ready to bring you your next exciting art challenge, rounding out our unit on the element of space and our course as a whole. Are you ready to focus on a project that explores depth in art? Make sure you have your lesson materials accessible so you can refer to them throughout the video. In today's lesson, we will introduce 3 project prompts, explain their instructions and objectives, discuss how to prepare, and show examples of completed projects. Having explored various aspects of space, you are now ready to apply your knowledge and create your own space-focused artwork. In this unit on the element of space, we have covered the concept of foreground, middle ground, and background, positive and negative space, methods for showing space, and linear perspective. We have also analyzed the art of Giovanni di Paolo and Thomas Cole. Now you can apply your knowledge of space by creating an artwork through a project of your choice. Make sure you use your lesson materials as a resource for this video. There you will find research steps, material lists, detailed project instructions, and a self-evaluation rubric. Project option 1 is a surreal space collage. Take a moment to think about surrealism. Surrealist artworks involve illogical scenes with strange combinations and placements. Reflect on what we've learned about the element of space, and then infer what this project might look like. Well, the idea is that it might look something like this. In this project, your objective is to create a collage that plays with perspective and space in a surrealistic style. You will use magazine cutouts to combine various elements such as landscapes and objects in surprising and unconventional ways, inspired by artists like Salvador Dali and René Magritte. To start, gather magazines, scissors, glue, and construction paper. Begin by cutting out various images from your magazines that catch your eye. Think about how you can combine these images in unexpected ways to create a surreal scene. Let's see how Natasha gets started with this project.
After collecting my magazine cutouts, I'm arranging them on my paper to create a surreal scene. I'm combining elements that don't usually go together. You could do things like a giant clock in a desert or a fish swimming in the sky. For me, it's an umbrella in the living room. Now I'm gluing down my cutouts, paying attention to how the different elements interact to create a sense of depth and space. The final step is to add any additional details with markers, paint, or colored pencils to enhance the surreal effect.
Here is the finished surreal space collage from Natasha's demonstration. If you choose this project, your collage should not look exactly like Natasha's work, but should show a creative use of space and perspective in a surreal style. Our second project option is the linear perspective photography drawing. Do you remember how we talked about linear perspective in an earlier lesson? Perspective helps create the illusion of depth on a flat surface using a horizon line, vanishing point, and orthogonal lines. In this project, your objective is to recreate in a drawing one of several photographs you capture that emphasize perspective. You will explore how lines converge in the distance, such as roads, railway tracks, or rows of trees, and then sketch your chosen photograph as accurately as possible. To start, grab a camera or phone and go outside to take photos that demonstrate linear perspective. You'll take several photos, then choose your favorite. Let's see how Natasha captures her photographs.
I took photos of a long road that disappears into the horizon with rows of trees lining the path. I'm comparing the scenes I captured to see which best shows a strong sense of depth and perspective. Next, I'll sketch my chosen photograph, focusing on replicating the perspective accurately. I'll use a ruler to help with drawing straight lines and ensuring that my lines converge at the vanishing point along the horizon line. Lastly, I'll add details and shading to help bring the scene to life.
And here is the finished artwork from Natasha's demonstration. If you choose this project, your drawing should reflect the accurate perspective of your chosen photograph, emphasizing depth and dimension. Our third and final project option is to create a dimensional video game scene. You can choose to create this scene with 1-point or 2-point perspective. Perspective helps create realistic depth and space in artworks. Do you remember the main differences between 1-point and 2-point perspective in terms of visual effect? 1-point perspective has 1 vanishing point. 2-point perspective has 2, creating more depth. In this project, your objective is to design a colorful 1- or 2-point perspective exterior scene inspired by a video game world. You will explore how perspective can create a sense of depth and realism in your scene. To start, choose a video game world that inspires you, or create one yourself. You'll then begin with a sketch of a basic layout of your video game scene, using either 1-point or 2-point perspective. Let's see what Natasha comes up with.
I'm starting with a cityscape in 1-point perspective inspired by a futuristic video game. I'm drawing my horizon line and vanishing point, then sketching out the basic layout of buildings and other parts of the design. Next, I'll add details to my landscape, such as windows, doors, and other elements. Then I'll use colored pencils and markers to bring the scene to life, paying attention to how the use of color with aerial perspective can enhance the sense of depth by using lighter colors for distant buildings and stronger colors for those closer to the viewer.
And here is the finished dimensional game scene from Natasha's demonstration. If you choose this project, your cityscape should demonstrate a clear use of 1- or 2-point perspective to create depth and a vibrant game-inspired environment. Just like with the previous culminating projects, the PDF has a rubric, a score sheet to check your artwork. Use it to see what you did well and where to improve. It helps you be honest about your art and pushes yourself to keep getting better. I can't wait to see which project prompt you choose for this week. Will you go with the surreal space collage, the linear perspective photography drawing, or the dimensional video game scene? And how will you creatively use space in your piece? Remember, the rubric is just a tool to help you learn and grow, so don't be too hard on yourself. Most importantly, enjoy the process and find inspiration in the world around you.
Hey, hey.